Me?
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to go through YouTube.
Fine, come here.
Oh, look at Chris's pussy.
Little ginger one.
Good evening.
Are we sharing yet?
Yes,
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that literally the first
right.
thing everyone's just heard? Is that?
Are we on both groups? We normally
Yeah.
share to both groups. Wow, that was quick.
They wouldn't expect any different from us on a Wednesday, would they? Let's be honest.
It's Thursday.
We've already got our first
Thursday.
comment.
Oh, yes, Thursday. Good
Sandra
evening,
says
Sandra.
evening pussies.
Yes, evening, Helen.
What?
You pressed.
Oh dear,
Yes.
I started something.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, good evening, YouTube and
evening.
Facebook. This is our first couch time of 2023. And because of that, we decided that we will have the whole team, which is brilliant. So, well, I say the whole team. It is minus Liam, unfortunately.
And I don't see Mark here either.
And I
at
was
the
going to
moment.
say, at this moment in time, it is minus Mark because he has popped to the shop
For his perfect coffee.
for his perfect coffee, but he'll be back. So, welcome to Ella. Welcome Tracy. Welcome Lisa. Welcome Sue. Oh. Welcome Dan, and welcome Chris.
Oh, Happy New Year to Steve because he's singing on the big screen.
Happy New Year.
Big screen. Oh, you lucky things.
So, we decided that for this couch time, you would have all of us, and you can ask us any question you want. So, fire away with questions. But I suppose the first question that I will get us all going is to say, what is your role in the business? Oh, there he is. Got your cream,
yeah.
Mark.
On his perfect mug.
Got his cream.
No mug chat, remember?
No mug chat. No mug chat. What is your role in the company, and what is your story? So, shall we start with Ella? Since
How long do you want
the real
the
boss.
response to be?
You've got 2 minutes.
How many?
2.
She does everything I can't do, which is pretty much everything.
I was going to say that's everything then, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do all the tech stuff. He does the hands-on cooking. I do the tech, social media, the apps, the emails, that kind of stuff.
But Ella, you just said he does the cooking. When KFC first sort of started, or Keto Fitness Club, we shouldn't say KFC. When Keto Fitness Club first sort of started, and we were doing lives and everything, you didn't do any cooking to start with, and now you probably do half of the lives. So you do cooking.
Yeah, I mean, actually, I've had a couple of weeks off recently because of all the changes in lives and stuff. But yeah, no, I do more now, definitely. Especially like on screen. I would cook, but not on screen, whereas now I will.
Yeah, and you do brilliant. And you've seen if someone watches a video back from when you first started doing your lives to now, I think they will notice a major difference in sort of your confidence and just how you are on the camera. And I think all of us actually, if you look back at our first lives. Mark, what are you eating?
This isn't for me. This is for the dogs. This
salmon skin.
is like salmon. It's roasted salmon. So try and keep them quiet because straight away Coco, because I've sat down to talk, she now wants to.
Yeah. So I'm just moving around the screen. So Tracy, hi. Tell us about you.
Well, what can I say? I'm well known for talking for Wales. So I'm the one with the big heart, and I was brought on just to fill the fresh air in the Zoom. So there's no, quiet moments in the. And I'm only talking. Yeah, I do talk for Wales, but community support, I believe. So I'm there just to help whoever needs some help, basically.
But you also do the newsletter.
I do.
and you also do sort of everyone's birthdays, and you remember that. And
Well, I just like to celebrate everything, as somebody said recently. I don't need much of an excuse. So, yes, if there's something worth shouting about, I'll do it.
excellent. Thank you, Trace. Lisa, who are you?
Hello. I teach the Pilates classes and the dance classes.
And the Monday night.
Oh, mellow movement. I do that one as
Lisa,
well.
what did you think to my Tuesday class? How wooden
I was
was
laughing. Sorry, Mark, but I was giggling.
Thank you. Excellent. I expected you to.
Yeah, but I was well impressed.
Right. So
Why? What was so different about it?
Mark did some sort of.
You should have turned up,
fancy-
Gemma.
Mark
Yeah, you
did
had a bit of a
sort
groove on. That's what you had.
had
It
a
was
bit
to
of
music.
this and a bit of that.
Oh,
But weirdly enough, Lisa messaged me, I think, was it like the weekend, and sort of said, how about a session like this? I said, I'm doing one on Tuesday, but please feel free to carry on and do your own because you'll be way better than I am. But she's just left me in it. She's just sort of like, no, let's just see you sink
I
first.
just said this. Do it.
I think you had quite a lot of people as well, though, didn't you?
Yep.
A lot of people have mentioned.
There was, I mean, obviously, being January, the fitness sessions are being very well attended.
Brilliant. That's very
So
good.
it's quite nice to
Oh,
see
can I
them
just say,
continue.
Dan watched it on his bed. He did not move a muscle.
I was relaxing. That's what I'm going to say. I had a busy day.
Shocking. Shocking.
So, Sue, whilst you're talking, tell us about your role in the company.
I do the admin boring stuff. I look
Somebody's
after
got
the
to do it,
members.
Sue. Someone's
know,
got to do it.
Someone's got to do the boring stuff.
But
and
you're
it's-
clearly not boring, so that's why you can do it.
And I'm one part of Short and Shorter.
I
You
don't-
did
what's
mention
that?
that.
People
You
that don't
did not
know.
mention that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Comedy hour. I already,
It's comedy hour, and we're back this Sunday with a bang.
with
What are you cooking
leftovers.
this Sunday?
Mhm.
Frittata.
Frittata. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Lovely. Thank you, Sue. Dan.
What do I do? Not much, yeah. No, I work with Ella quite closely on social media. So all the posts were right in the public group and the page. Me and Ella work on that together. So it's not us every morning doing it. It's we work together. It's like a week in advance and that.
Brilliant.
And support the community as well and support Chris.
What, just
All the
generally
ad-
support-
Are you sure about that? Because Chris might not agree there, because you're carnivore and Chris doesn't like to clean up after your carnivore cooking. Just saying.
Hi, Dylan. So, Chris, welcome back after a little short break.
Hello.
So, tell us about what you do for the company.
I think that role, the only thing I've really been doing so far is trying to assist Ella. I'd probably be Ella's assistant with the website. Is that appropriate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing some tidying up, helping Ella do some tidying up in the recipe library in particular at the moment. So I'm doing very much behind the scenes work just so that everything's tickety-boo, and so when people click a link to make sure that it actually links to something.
Perfect. And that is needed, definitely.
There are a lot of links, and Chris has done a great job the past couple of weeks.
I'm not even finished yet. I'm like probably halfway through it.
How many recipes have you got over?
I've just finished doing all the protein section of the recipe. So when you click on the recipe, it's all the proteins. I've just finished that section. I'm now moving on to the next one across, which is all your desserts and all that bit.
So, how many recipes in total do you reckon we have in our free recipe library?
400 and something?
No, it's over 400. When I was doing it, it was over 400. I'd say it was close to 500 now.
Ella will know.
I'm just going into
She's
the
looking,
recipe
isn't
list.
she? She's going to have a look.
I
Whilst
don't
Ella-
actually,
you what? Sorry.
I don't actually know how many.
No, and I always say 400, but
I'd say closer to 5.
523.
wow.
Hey,
Wow.
Okay.
That does include stuff that isn't, like, it's published on our site but not available to everyone. But there are 523 recipes either on there or in development.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. You could eat something different every day for a year with that amount of
A
free.
year and more.
You
Yeah.
and it, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. Even I didn't realise that.
Although I don't recommend you make the custard recipe and just eat that for the day. So
Oh, I do.
Oh, go on.
Oh.
Yeah, 'cause it's only one portion, really. You know.
Yeah.
So, Mark, who are you with the company?
I think
He's a newbie.
I'm the monkey that gets hung out to sort of to do most of the talking. Yeah, while the organ grinders, you lot, are behind me feeding me stuff.
I wouldn't call you a monkey, though.
Okay, I mean, silverback right now. I really do need a shave, don't I? But yeah, I suppose.
Some people would find that very handsome, Mark.
Yeah. I suppose my role is split now, isn't it? Because obviously we've got the two sides.
What do you do at the bakery?
Yeah, I say I never intended when we first started Keto Fitness Club to actually then have a bakery food production. But over the last year, it has turned into quite a big food production.
I think that leads into, he's not here, but I think we need to tell people what Liam does.
Yeah, so Liam sort of joined us last year. He's somebody that I worked with many years ago in one of my restaurants. And we just sort of kept in touch. And when I was looking for some help, because I've been out of the catering game, as in properly working as a chef or in any sort of professional capacity for quite a long time. So I needed somebody who really understood how to run kitchens and, develop recipes. I'm more of a cook than a chef, so I'm now a baker. I've got quite an arsenal of ingredients behind me now. I can make you bread sort of in a couple of minutes now off the top of my head. It's great. But yeah, Liam sort of has been working with us. Sort of a lot of these recipes have come from him. A lot of his ideas that have been introduced over the last year. And I was only thinking about this sort of earlier today. Without his introduction, we wouldn't have probably 70-80% of what's available on the Ketoroma site. But obviously, all of the recipes for the sauces, some of the curries, we brought him in for Festival 2 years ago. And suddenly
he hasn't left.
He hasn't left, essentially. The egg curry, the South Indian egg curry. There's loads of recipes that we've got so used to now that actually have been created by Liam. And he just sort of, he was prolific for when he wasn't so busy at Bakery Number 2. He was prolific at writing recipes.
I think we need to get him on because I'd like to know a bit about his story as well, because I don't think he wasn't keto or anything, was he, before he...
Actually, to be fair, no, because one of the things we stayed in touch on Facebook, and I was noticing, his food. This was 2-3 years ago, and he used to work for another company, sort of running their kitchens, units all over the country. But he was at that time taking pictures of his food, and he was keto or carnivore for a lot. And he used to sort of drift in and out of it because he likes going to the gym as well. It was sort of quite an easy thing for me to ask him. He understood exactly what we were after, what we avoid, just because he was doing it himself. But yeah, so
that's brilliant, because I didn't know that. So yeah, well, because he couldn't come today, we'll get him on as a separate
guest. That would be good. That would be good.
Special guest.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose I should say what I do for the company. So I'm the annoying person that if you are a member within the members group, you get events sent to you on a Sunday afternoon usually, and you get loads and it invites you to different events. So I do that, and I also run the buddy scheme. So again, if you join the members group, you will get you can have a buddy, and we've got 7 lovely members who are our mentors who do one-to-one buddying with members. So if you want to become a member, you can have one of our lovely mentors. So I'll just put that in there as well. And Lisa, yes, Lisa is one of our mentors. So you could have Lisa. Oh, thanks, Bridget.
Oh, do you know what, Lisa? Could you be my buddy, please? or mental?
Yeah.
For exercise, I could do with some advice. How do you reckon?
Yeah.
Mm.
Ask me
Okay.
anything, Trace.
There you go. So you've mentioned exercise. Let's all talk about exercise. So
No,
we have in the membership group, we have a number of exercise classes. What do you guys do for exercise or to keep fit? Any movement is brilliant. So we'll start with Mark, because obviously we know your PT sessions, but you do your own stuff as well, don't you?
Yeah, so I do. I mean, I've not been running for a few months, so that's something that I want to get back into this year. That's more down to time than anything else. And obviously, by the time I finished running last year, I had a couple of injuries, so hip, back. So I thought I'll just need to take some time away. Yeah, I still do. Obviously, within the members group, I do 6 or 7 sessions throughout the week. And we vary them between sort of strength-based sessions, so using weights and bands, to doing some cardio sessions, which is just sort of, bouncing around and, whether it's to music or usually just me talking. It's funny because when we first created Keto Fitness Club, we weren't doing fitness sessions. We were talking about fitness, but we weren't doing online Zoom sessions because no one would come on Zooms anyway, because this is pre-pandemic. And then when it hit and no one could go to the gym, and we started the Zoom sessions, it was great because we could then sort of do different styles of exercise. Literally, I've got guys joining us in their living room. Some have got like a nice little garage that's kitted out as a gym. There are others that have joined us in the changing cubicles at the gym.
But we have the boat, don't we? We have a lady that does it on a boat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah, hasn't been for a long time though.
Do you mean, yeah? So, but you can pretty much exercise anywhere. I was just saying to the group that were in the session we just finished. The session that we just done was a low impact session using a couple of small dumbbells. It's not a session that's going to get you hot and sweaty, and it's something that you can do within 15 minutes. And you can do nearly all of it sat down as well. So I appreciate a lot of people think about exercise, about going out for a run or going to the gym and lifting heavy weights. That's not exercise. It's about, I've learned this from Lisa, that motion is low, actually moving. It doesn't have to be that you're pounding the streets running. It doesn't have to be that you're trying to deadlift 100 kilos or whatever. It can just be 2 1-kilo dumbbells or just movement, just loosening up, just actually, I wouldn't say moving gracefully in my case, but at least moving from side to side, as I did.
I think that's a great point, what Karen said.
Yeah.
So Karen, and in fact, a lot of the members that have been away in the hotel rooms have joined in your sessions in the hotel room, and Karen also in her tent when they were camping. So you can do it.
He's done them in another country before.
And I think Lisa have led in the middle of a field, haven't you, exercise session?
Yeah.
Or in a field. There you go, Helen, or in a field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the years, I've done some very random places, teaching classes.
So what exercise do you like to do, Lisa? I know obviously you do Pilates and stuff like that, but you personally, not your classes, what do you like to do?
Given the choice, I would play a team sport, but I can't do that anymore, sadly, because I had a back issue. And that's why I started teaching Pilates, because I had a chronic spine injury. And that is what brought me into doing Pilates and teaching Pilates. So from there, I do obviously Pilates for myself. I do stretching for myself. I go to the gym for myself. And obviously I join in with some of Mark's classes for myself.
So you
but
were
I
saying
also
you would
teach
like
5, 6, 7 sessions a week in addition to that. But they're not my sessions. I never, ever, anything that I teach is not for me. That's for you. Yeah.
Brilliant. And you said a team sport. If you could, you would love to do team sport. What team sports have you played in the past?
I was a hockey player.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
I had to give up when I was 26, 25, 26.
So only a couple of years ago.
Yeah, like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I have tried to play since, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't walk afterwards, so there you go. I'll stop you from doing it, wouldn't it? But I do really love lifting weights and weight training and resistance stuff.
Which takes us nicely to Ella, because Ella, what you like to, your exercise of choice is very similar, isn't it?
Cardio. She absolutely loves cardio.
Right, contrary to popular belief, I do cardio. I just don't like doing cardio in a gym with other people and like you do with Darren's class.
I've never seen you do cardio.
Because I do it in the morning in my room. I like to do kickboxing classes on. I just found like a YouTube class. Okay. But I like to lift heavy things and then put them down again and repeat. That's
like Archie, lifted Archie.
Well, yeah, Archie would do, but he doesn't like getting picked up, so I settle for a barbell usually.
However, it is something that yes, you can ask questions if you've got questions. We're just having a chat right now. I never thought Ella would ever get into weightlifting, ever. You know, it was just very weird that we were going to our trainer. We go sort of twice a week, most weeks, and we were doing mostly sort of like kettlebell circuits and sort of all right, bit of cardio work. And then she sort of said, "Any chance we can lift some weights?" And both me and Darren looked and went, "You?" Yeah, I was like, right, okay. And ever since then, we have lifted weights.
Sorry, we've had this question before. I'm going to put you in timeout. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but someone's asked a question that we've been asked before by a spam bot.
Ah, right.
I was going to say it sounded very spammy.
Yes.
Watching and has a question to ask, then feel free, ask it, and you know, we will do our best.
And Linda says, but there about walking, and I lead on to that because I do walking, as do a lot of members, because I was on medical orders not to do exercise when I first started, and the only thing I could do was walk, and I couldn't walk around the block when I first started, but now I walk 5 miles at least 2 or 3 times a week, so which I done yesterday. And when I was in New York, through building up the walking and the strength and this healthy way of eating, I walked 30,000 steps a day every day in New York, and I was worried would I be able to keep it up basically in New York, and I needn't have worried because I managed it, you know. But it's the confidence of this lifestyle and the way we live. So I've seen benefits just by walking and movement, whereas like Ella, Mark, Lisa, Sue, you all love this heavy duty stuff and torture. But, you know, I will get there one day, but, you know, it's again tailored to what we can do.
Trace, you might not ever enjoy lifting a weight, you know, and that for everyone is something that you don't have to do.
Yeah.
But the dance and the step, the dance and the step brings joy and movement to the day, I feel, and it always lifts everybody's mood as well as, I don't know, the benefits of the movement, shall we say, you know.
So Dan and Chris, what do you do for exercise?
Should you go first or shall I?
You go.
Me go. Oh, so I ran 2 half marathons the past 2 years. I want to expand on that possibly maybe at the end of the year. But before that, I want to get back into more Pilates style things like what Lisa was doing this morning, because my lower back and hips and hip flexors are quite tight because I haven't done anything for months. So I'm going to start stretching it out, get more mobile, and then start looking at running again.
Did you ride a bike as well at one point, Dan?
No, I've been on a bike for years.
Or was it you, Sue, that ride the bike then? Right.
So you started doing the bike, didn't she? Yeah.
Sorry.
So I'm a vision board in the members group. I put 42 kilometers on there, so I have a plan in my head. So we'll see what happens at the end of the year.
Chris?
I want to get back into my group classes at the gym. I was really enjoying them, and I was having real success with them until I injured myself, and that's been a couple of years, but a few bouts of COVID and bits last year keeps knocking me off, but I'll get back on it, and I will get back to running as well. But again, I've got a plan made for that, so yes.
You do a lot of walking for your job though, don't you?
Yeah, I have a job when I'm on my feet a lot anyway, so I regularly clear 15, 20,000 steps a day when I'm at work anyway. So I am quite active. I just need to take it step up.
Yeah.
So
But
I need to
like
shift
Lisa
this
says-
viral infection I've had for weeks.
But like Lisa says, any movement is good. So it's brilliant. Sue, so you can turn your phone and show everyone your gym.
Oh, can I? There you go.
So Sue in her lounge has got her gym.
I do. Well, I've started back this week gently because the asthma was bad at the weekend. I'm just testing the water, so to speak. But I find today was good. It was very gentle, Mark. I know it won't last. So.
Thursdays are. I always use the Thursday low impact as a gentle, easing into the weekend. All right, we have got to batter first thing in the morning, so that just blows it out of the water. However,
So come from Sunday, I'll be back to doing the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and both on Sundays. So that's 5 Mark's sessions. Try and get in Lisa's Pilates, and then weights are getting lifted again. I've got a plan. I've got 2 programs that I want to do, and I know what I want to achieve. So we'll get there.
Well done. Well done. So I'll say what I've done, because one of my goals for this year is 2,023 kilometers over the whole year. So I don't hardly do any exercise at all, but I'm starting, and I'm knocking it off each day. So each day I'm doing about 3k, maybe a bit more. At the weekends I plan to do much longer walks. So I'm hoping that with sort of the group, because there's a few of us that are doing 2024 movement, that we will be able to do that by the end of the year, because this lifestyle is not just about the food that we eat, but it's also about having some movement into it as well, and also about mindset. I'm going to go back to a question that Helen asked. So thank you, Helen. And if anyone has got any questions, please ask. And Helen's question to us all is, what's your favourite recipe? So let's start with the boys, because I saw Sue's face thinking there.
I bet most of the members will know what my favourite recipe is.
And that's why I went to you, Chris. You don't need to think about it.
My favourite recipe is the Teesside chicken parmo, because I love the fakeaway dishes. I absolutely love them. And it's because I don't live in Teesside anymore. The fact that I have a way of making it where I live now, or a version of it, yeah, I love it. That's mine.
Can I just pause you there one moment, because we've had a message to say from Jan saying that she feels a bit intimidated because she's very immobile. However, what I would say is Linda has just commented above that she's just started walking, and I'm following Linda on Strava, and I've noticed with Linda that she's like she said, she's only walking a block, so like a road at a time. But even if you can't do that, there's so much different movement things that you can do. And I'm going to hand over to Lisa, because Lisa will be able to give you some different things that you can do.
I'm just wondering whether Jan feels intimidated in the Zoom session, and she's worried that people are going to be watching her. When you do a Zoom session, no one watches you. Seriously, they barely watch Mark or listen to him. So, you know.
Try
I find in the Zoom sessions, people are trying to focus on what they're doing. Don't know what's
Yes,
going on.
we're just too focused on yourselves, and you know, the Zoom screen's so tiny that you can't see each other anyway.
And you have the camera off.
Yeah, you can turn your camera off as well, and obviously start really.
Lisa, it's not that at all. Jan has said she's happy to make a tit of herself.
Oh, brilliant.
Well, there you go, Jan. Come and do it.
I think then, Jan, to be fair, I will be honest with you and tell you that the days I can't walk, lovely, and I can't even get off the chair. But then I have good days where I aim for the sky on those days. You just take it one day at a time and just try your best. Yeah.
Exactly.
And we have in the what they called, Sue, in the library
Guides.
Thank
and
you.
I've changed them all. They're under days. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday.
We know
There's
the
no
days of the
Saturday.
weeks.
I know. No, but there's no Saturday because we don't do anything on the Saturday. But all the exercises are under the days of the week they come, and it will have a description of what it is and what equipment you need. So,
And we've got some seated exercise ones on there,
Yeah.
haven't we? That we've done previously.
You can do
Yeah,
them
it's
all
like-
sat down.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, like today, I did a set, a 30-minute set. It was essentially 5 of the 6 sessions you could have done sat down. There's only one that would actually is a squat. You know, that's it. That's the only one. Everything else could have been easily done as a sat down exercise. And I know that Lisa, and when people worry coming into class and saying, "Well, I can't stand up and do it." Well, come on in and we'll adapt the session to help you, and we can adapt the exercises. And the thing is, everybody else in the group would also welcome the fact that we'd be changing it to help somebody new into the group. So, don't let the fact that you think you can't do what everybody else does stop you from coming in, because actually we'll adapt what we're doing instantly.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So sorry, we're going to go back to Helen's question. So Chris, you were saying your Parmos.
Yeah.
Dan, what's yours?
Any type of meat cooked in butter. There you
Steak.
But what's your favourite meat?
go.
Steak.
Ribeye. It's got to be ribeye, yeah.
Ribeye.
Yes.
If money was no option, it wasn't a barrier, it'd be ribeyes for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Can I share a funny story for everyone here? Most of you know me, Daniel went to an all-inclusive in the Caribbean in November for holiday. In this restaurant, they would let you order 2 mains. So Daniel would order 2 mains and make me order a second main. So he'd be sat there with 2 different types of steak and a portion of brisket. So you could have all this meat in front of him. That's how much he likes his meat, this boy.
I didn't make you. I just said, I think you should try that. It looks quite nice. When it came out, he went, you
Shut
just
up,
have
mate.
it. That's what he said.
Tracy, what's your favourite?
You two, all right. It's not a team meeting.
Oh, do you know what? That's actually a hard one because I like different things for different reasons. Like I make the angel mousse trifle because it's sugar-free and it passes off and everybody eats it and they're happy to have it, and it's like, is this really trifle? Yeah, it's got cream in it, so that one. Ratatouille is a family favourite. It
That's
goes
what
with
I thought you were
everything.
going to say, if I'm honest.
Yeah, we had that tonight, funny enough, and Lee says it's our version of keto beans, because back before we became keto, I'd eat cold beans out of the tin. I don't mind saying it on you. I've said it elsewhere, and now I can eat ratatouille cold if I wanted to. It's nice and warm, but there's so many recipes. If I'm honest with you, it's hard to just narrow it down. I can see Sue thinking there, but if you put cheese with anything, then that works, doesn't it?
Lisa, what's yours?
Mine's got to be Rose's mug cake. That's like
Ah.
a saviour. If if you've got an itch for a cake, that is like the go-to. I don't have it very often, but when you really want the cake.
She hasn't made it for ages. She's rubbish at making us her mug cakes now.
It's just so good.
Hmm.
And you
She's
can
at that
stick a
age
bit of-
with a boyfriend. What do you expect?
Aw,
Very true. Very true.
bit of chia
Mark.
jam in it. Beautiful.
Mark, what's yours?
I've just been thinking, actually, my favourite meat is lamb.
Oh.
So I'd eat lamb pretty much every day of the week if I could.
No.
Mix that with curry because I love the flavours of curry. So the lamb Rogan Josh. That's if something that I was going to make on a regular basis, or if that was my treat meal, it'd be lamb Rogan Josh.
And actually, the lamb keema was a staple for
The lamb,
years
yeah, it was
before
actually, yeah,
keto.
yeah.
Why would it have to be
Yeah.
a treat meal? Sorry, I've got to ask that question. Why would that have to be a treat?
Well, I suppose with lamb because of the expense of the lamb
Oh,
itself.
okay.
So at least that's purely that's all it is,
But I gotta say, the lamb hearts this week that I cooked up, they've been really good. They
Lamb
have.
heart.
Yeah, really good. 'Cause we talk about eating all part of the animal, and heart doesn't get used very often, but it was good this week. Just saying.
Oh, well,
Ella?
I'll take your word for it.
Ella, what's yours?
Ella eats cabbage and chicken pretty much every day. I mean,
Hang on, I was going to say shakshuka, which requires neither of those.
well,
because I make
You've
versions
not
of
made,
it.
you've not made a shakshuka,
Well, I make it for breakfast, which
right?
is a
No,
version.
you
of
make
it.
the one pan
And
version.
she didn't eat chicken and cabbage when I had lunch with her, Mark. So, you know.
She ate cabbage and chicken. I'm sure she ate it this evening, or was it yesterday when I came and you were eating already? yesterday, wasn't it?
Chicken yesterday,
Yeah,
cabbage today.
It's usually, I mean, it's just cabbage and chicken, in a different form. I mean,
You eat the skin though, Ella.
The skin.
What,
do
the
you mean?
cabbage? Cabbage doesn't have skin. Yeah. Do you remember they're called leaves? That's not skin. It's nothing inside it. It's just many leaves.
Whatever.
Ella, what's your favourite cabbage?
The standard white cabbage. It's easiest
Really?
to
Yeah,
cook.
she's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Red
I'd be the
cabbage is
same.
too long to cook. I'm really impatient. And sweetheart, you end up with not much substance when you cook it
What
down.
about the Calvin O'Neill, the black cabbage? Gorgeous.
Never had
We
it.
don't really have it in the local shop, so I don't
No.
think it.
We've had it a couple of times, but again, don't pick it up that often.
You might get it.
We don't live in farmland like you, Lisa.
Oh, our missus. I get it from Waitrose. Oh, sorry, other supermarkets.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but the thing is, Lisa, it's on the expensive bit. You know, it's not.
We're
in
not
the
posh like you, Lisa.
It's not expensive, honestly.
And I was going to say, Jan and Linda have both said Savoy, but I find Savoy a bit,
Boring.
I don't know, just a bit blue.
Well, I like
Oh,
Savoy.
I like
Yeah.
boy.
It works in the carbonara as well, actually.
I was thinking about that the other day. I haven't had that for a long time.
Mhm.
Sue, your favourite recipe?
Don't really have a
Custard.
recipe. Meat,
Custard.
Just
Meat.
foods in general, Sue.
meat,
I'll whisper it in her ear. Custard.
meat, curry. I love a curry. Actually, I haven't had
I
a
tell you what,
curry for a
Stu, one of your recipes in the library, the shawarma. Is
Shawarma,
really
while.
good.
yeah,
That
actually-
is a good
Yes.
one. That is a nice
Yeah.
one. Yeah. No meat. There you go.
Brilliant. Guess
So I
what
do,
mine
also,
is?
I do like the ratatouille. I must admit.
Oh, no, I don't.
But I've got 6 portions in my freezer, and now I'm doing carny, so it's like okay.
I reckon it's your garlic bread recipe you've been eating and sharing this week, Gemma.
No, it's not, but that is a good one, actually. But it's
I tried
not.
it. Yeah, it was good. But
Yeah.
I needed more garlic. It wasn't like it was like yeah.
I think
not
Jen's
bad.
favourite is Moambe.
Yeah, and you are right, Chris. My favourite is Moambe, so the chicken peanut curry. We've had Jan say that Mark, you need to try Jan's Greek lemon slow cooked lamb shanks.
Now that sounds
Okay.
good.
Oh, that
You
sounds
back for
good.
dinner and I'll be round.
Also
kids can
good
look at
recipe.
So, there you go, that's sorted.
Recipe, please.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the sound of it.
And someone's put tofu. No. Saying that though, the tofu thing that Ketoroma sells,
Oh, the masaka tofu.
Delish.
Masaka.
that's
That
really
is
nice.
lush. Really good.
Yeah.
So
Actually like
tofu is a good alternative. You know, it's a good natural alternative. If you are going to go meat free, it's a good source of protein. I think the trick with tofu is making it taste like something.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
So the wind has just blown something over in just by the back door. That's what happens when the dogs hear that. Kick them out.
So question from Yvonne: how did the keto lifestyle come into your life?
Oh.
Who wants to take that one?
I'll take that.
Go and take it, Sue.
Well, if people want to
I
know
was-
that, what's the kick?
True. Yeah.
I was at Thermals, and a friend said to me, try low carb because this is boring. So I tried low carb, still went to Thermals, and then slowly
Just
did
show
more
it.
and more.
Just show it to SW so then we don't get into trouble.
Yeah, true. SW. And then we did more and more low carb, tried it more, and then I posted something in another keto group, which was I posted a picture of my stew, which had a carrot in it, and I was basically told take it down, booted out, and then Michelle, one of our old people, showed me KFC, and that's how I came across to KFC, and I booted the rest of them out, and said bye bye, and I came here.
And you haven't looked back since.
And I haven't left you. Yeah, I'm not leaving.
Can't get rid of you.
Nah, you keep trying, but I'm not going.
She's a lifer, isn't she? So, you know.
Love you, Sue.
Mhm.
We love you, Sue. We do.
So Dan and Chris, your story sort of goes together.
Yeah. So I found Mark and Ella online on YouTube. It was some cheeseburger pie recipe or something like that, was it? And I thought, what's this keto thing? And I watched a few more videos, found his website, and looks a bit dodgy, but I'll give it a go, you know. That was in October, and then in the December, I bought a 12-month package, you know, just to see how it goes. I'll try it for a year, and that met him
end of January
for an in-person kick in some dodgy place outside Newcastle, and then started off really well. Went on a holiday, and then roped in Chris in the end of February.
He basically dragged me to London a month after you met them, so I could meet them as well. And
so I had to take it away for the weekend in the hotel, wine and dine him, just to go to a kick.
And brought West End show as well.
Wine and dine.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said to me, "I'm not going to London for some poxy little thing outside London." I was like, "Oh my, okay."
So I got a weekend in London, and I brought a West End show out to be all for coming to see you and you two down in London.
Yeah, and you got food while you were there as well.
I
Don't
did,
forget,
yeah. So
the old-fashioned kicks, we used to do live cooking at them. I used to squeeze so much into. How many hours did we? Was it
Actually,
two?
that one we had a full-on kitchen.
We had
with
a full-on
hatch.
kitchen. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was only like a 2-hour.
No, I think was it about 3? Didn't you do?
3 hours.
I think it was 3. I can't remember.
Wow, 3-hour session where you got fed.
I know, and I didn't even pay for it either.
What?
He got it free. Yeah.
I had to pay for mine.
I never got to one.
No, me.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I came on after all when COVID started, when I found the group via YouTube. And Mark, this British guy doing shopping, I was thinking, what's going on here? You know?
Yeah, I'm going to be redoing those shopping videos, aren't I, in the next couple of days? Just to compare the prices, yeah.
That'd be really interesting.
It'll be interesting to see. I've not looked at the shopping list yet. It'll be interesting to see what I was buying last year that we don't tend to buy now.
I must admit, I was looking at the list going, no.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
It is amazing, though, isn't it? The longer into this journey we go, how different our shopping habits and our eating habits, and yeah.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
It's
definitely.
amazing.
I never thought we'd be doing this.
Look at
what I'm eating now.
Conversation earlier about we realised we have no linseed. I was like, well, actually, we haven't made any dishes with linseed for so long. We hadn't realised.
For me, pre-keto, or even sort of pre-looking after myself, going to the supermarket would be where's the cakes. Whereas now, I walk into the supermarket and go, where's the chicken? It's not uncommon for me to walk out with just a 2-kilo tray of chicken under my arm. It's like, right, well, I'm ready for lunch.
Tracy, sorry, I was just going to say, Tracy, you were saying that you saw a video of this weird bloke. Oh, sorry, you didn't say that bit. Shopping on YouTube. But why were you looking at keto low carb? What made you sort of look at that?
Well, I was recovering after major surgery, and my recovery wasn't going very well, and I was struggling and lots of issues health-wise. And one doctor said to me, this is as good as it's going to get. And I was like, I can't live like this. There's no way I could live like this any longer. And then my consultant said to me, why don't you just go and do some research on low carb? They didn't use the word keto. They just said low carb. And when I researched low carb, keto kept coming up, but it was all American. And I thought, I struggled with that because their idea of keto, I just couldn't keep up with it. I couldn't do it. I went cold turkey. I most probably, was an idiot, but I can call myself that. And then one day I happened to be on Google. No, it wasn't Google. I don't think where it was, but YouTube. I was watching American, and an ad came up for Mark with shopping in the UK. And I was like, oh, what's that? I clicked on it and I thought, thank God, a British guy. And I didn't look back. And then I went to the public Facebook group and I saw the kick. I messaged Mark saying, I'm really sorry, I can't make kick on Sunday. When do you think you'll be running it again? Because I was so new, I didn't realise back then how often Mark ran the kick session. He said, oh, don't worry, there's one on Sunday. And I was like, oh, okay, then I'll do that then. So, you know, it's just really weird how out of thin air Mark appeared, shall we say. And yeah, the rest
Hung
is
around like a bad
history.
smell ever since.
Yeah, but
The dogs want to know, can we do couch time every week? Because so far they've had a peanut butter marrowbone, they've had half a salmon, some biscuits, and they've now got one of their chews. I mean, they are loving life just to keep them quiet. It's worse than children.
well, they say don't ever work with animals or children. So
Yeah.
We've had a question from Lulu, and mainly to Lisa, really, saying how likely is it that Lisa's version of Tabata will kill her?
It won't.
She's trying to find something that she enjoys.
I'm not going to guarantee that you're going to enjoy it, but it won't kill you, because obviously if you can't do it, you just march on the spot. Put some tunes on. That's my top tip, is to mute yourself and put your favourite music on in the background and just follow along with what's going on.
Okay.
So you
however,
fake it in between then.
However,
Yeah.
tomorrow's Tabata is at Lisa.
It's not
what time?
7:30, is it?
Yes.
It's at 7:30.
Hang on.
Like a wake-up call, Lisa. I'm quite good at them at 6 o'clock.
I can't
in the
wake up
morning.
at 7:30. I've tried. I was up at 5 this morning, letting the dog out for a pee, and I went back to bed.
That's fine. Remind the dog tonight when you go to bed, you need a 6:30 wake-up call. Yeah?
I'll try, but I'm not guaranteeing anything.
Yeah, but Lulu's thinking. Lulu's coming to
Lulu,
see
I know.
you at 7:30.
We'll need like an AI version of Lisa. Like brings up the avatars and just dance. Lisa.
I'll try, but I'm not guaranteeing it.
Can I just say, sorry, Elaine, there's no cup talk.
No,
We're not allowing Mark to talk about his cup.
no.
No.
And it was a gift, so he doesn't know where it was from.
However, perfect 59 degrees.
Oh, Miriam, did you have to? God.
59-degree Mark,
Mark,
yeah.
can you make that temperature higher? Has it always got to be
Yes.
59 degrees? Okay.
No, you can go up to, I think it's
Oh,
72.
Judith's got a question.
I was going to say, let's go to the
Moving on.
question. So Judith asked, if you could give one piece of advice with this lifestyle, what would it be?
Make it work for you. Just because I do something doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. Same with what Gemma does, doesn't work for me. So even though we do everything differently, we all follow the same ethos and make it work for you, basically.
Be a detective of your own body.
I like that, actually.
And
One
also,
meal at a
lifestyle,
time.
not diet. Remember that.
Yeah,
Get rid
one
of the
meal
diet word.
at a time.
I'd say don't be too hard on yourself.
Exactly.
Mine would be to do measurements. Don't just do it by do it how you feel, and by measurements and what your clothes and what you look like, rather than weight.
Yeah, there's more than just weight to this as well, definitely.
Mark, Ella?
I was thinking about this earlier, and obviously there's a lot of people will come to the lifestyle this time of year, because obviously there's lots of promises being made, goals being set. It's actually realizing that you're not going to achieve everything by Wednesday or Thursday. You know, it takes time. So it doesn't matter if you're not clean keto in the first few weeks or even first few months. It doesn't matter if you're not hitting 20 grams of carbs. It doesn't matter if you're still eating peanut butter and some people tell you that's not clean. It matters that you make changes, introduce small changes, and consistently because get used to making those new habits. Yeah. Just because Dan only eats ribeye and eggs doesn't mean that you will eat only ribeye and eggs. Just because Tracy can do a 22-hour fast, because she's trained up to doing that over the last couple of years, doesn't mean you're going to do a 22-hour fast. It's actually just think about the fact that it took Tracy 2 years to do it. It took Dan a couple of years to work out that he actually prefers a carnivore diet than a keto lifestyle. So he's gone that step further. So probably the advice from me is take it one step at a time. go low carb. Do those little bits first. Get rid of the big starches. Get rid of the junk food. Junk food doesn't really fit in anyone's lifestyle. It's just poison. So go low carb first, and then start to, as Lisa said, be a detective for yourself. Where do you feel good? What happens when you? Because there's no point saying, well, I'm going to do exactly what Sue does. You haven't got a bloody clue what Sue does. You know, she might post a meal. Yeah, well, she might post a meal every now and then, but it's, you know, you don't know the full picture. You don't know, you know, her lifestyle. So it's, how is it going to fit around you, and how are you going to get the best out of it? You never, it's like, you know, I think somebody messaged a couple of days ago and sort of said, I need a meal plan. Well, great, make one, because you know how you like to eat. We've got 500 recipes. So the best thing to do is go and look at the recipe library and go, well, I'm going to eat that on Monday and that on Tuesday. There's your shopping list. Don't go and buy a meal plan off a computer that has no idea who you are. I mean, here's the other bit of advice about the lifestyle. It doesn't include meal plans that are bought online. It doesn't include shakes and pills. It doesn't include drastic changes to your life in the first 7 days. Oh,
we need to mute a second.
Hang on a second. Back in a minute.
Beautiful Emma does a fantastic meal plan, doesn't she? She
does.
What she can have Monday to Friday, so she knows what she's having on those set days. And I think she might be a little bit less tight on a Saturday and Sunday. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it always looks so beautiful, just like.
Oh, her handwriting is to die for.
The handwriting is lovely, bless her.
And I remember when I first joined the group, it was like in the September. So the first Christmas, I remember thinking, I've got a family. I'm the only one in the house doing this. How am I going to manage? How am I going to make this work? And I remember asking Mark about, do you miss anything? Because I think he was 3rd year in, 4th year in. And it was like, oh, gosh, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Now, then the following Christmas, it was much easier. And then Christmas just gone. Well, it was the easiest it's ever been. And so it does get easier the longer you do it. The second Christmas, the fact that I stood up and told my family, don't buy chocolate, biscuits and crap for my kids. They don't need it. I'll buy what they want, was one of the biggest and boldest things I could say. And then this year, they didn't buy anything because they already knew not to buy it, because we do it as a family now. Yes, my youngest still has ice cream. I'm not going to deprive him now when we're away on holidays and things like that. But he loves bacon and eggs, and, you know, in the morning, he's not a cereal person. And I do get questions from school, why does he not have sandwiches in his lunchbox? But you have to make the changes when you're ready to do them and go with it. So, you know, but this Christmas just gone was the easiest. So that was my 3rd Christmas as keto, and first one properly for the whole family, and it worked a treat, down to Yorkshire puddings being made from our recipe library, just for everybody to know. There's something for everything, isn't there, in the library? Yeah, I filled the air for you, boss. You back?
I think there's an interesting comment. Do you like the way that you said, there you go, boss, and I've come in?
Yeah.
So
James, you want to take over the world, I think, don't you?
So Christina has said for her it's a cheaper way of life, which is quite interesting, because a lot of people actually think this lifestyle is expensive, but it really doesn't have to be.
No.
So that's a very,
and you're not eating 4, 5, 6 meals a day. 1 or 2 a day, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely. Linda, keep it simple to start. Yep, 100%. Question for you, Lise. From Lainey, will fun dance be coming back, Lisa?
I think she means dance funness.
She does, don't she? Thanks, Chris.
Dance funness.
I might do a one-off now and again.
There you go, Lainey. There's your answer. Kathy misses it
Plenty
too.
in the guides to go back to.
Oh, there you go. There's in the guides. Go back to it. Maybe
they're right at the bottom of the guides.
Well, I was going to say, maybe if you sweet talk Karen, she might make a couple of her recorded sessions, the dance ones.
There you go.
That's a good idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Yeah.
that's why she said, let's ask the boss. So,
Gemma, no.
Brilliant.
right. So, Lainey says, thanks, Chris. And yes, please, Karen. There you go. So, do you guys? I think we'll finish. Actually, I don't know what happened there. Sorry. I think we'll finish because we're nearly at 55 minutes. What is your goal for this year? What is your plan? A lot of us looked at doing vision boards, and we've put a few things on our vision board. And I know, Sue, you're doing month by month. But what is your thoughts for the future? Let's start with Sue.
No diabetes. Completely gone.
Good.
Are you in remission yet?
Yeah,
Brilliant.
but it goes up and it fluctuates.
Right.
But actually, that's my mission by Festival, because I told Jen it will be gone by Festival.
But we don't know when that is yet. So
Well, we don't exactly, but yeah, but
might
that is
have loads of time.
for Festival. I would stand out and quite happily say it is gone.
Brilliant. Well done. Well done. Lisa?
I want muscles. More muscles. More
Brilliant.
bulk. Thick thighs.
Is that what you want? You want thick
Oh
thighs?
my gosh, yes. Did you not see my vision board?
Yeah,
I did, but I was
I
looking at
seen
her
it, yes.
shoes.
You are?
Her shoe. That person in your vision board, her shoes were weird.
I didn't look at her
I didn't
shoes.
see the shoes.
No,
I think we were just looking at the muscles.
They were a
I
bit
was just
weird.
looking at the thighs, thinking, I want those thighs.
So Lainey and I were talking about going to World's Strongest
And me.
with Man. Oh, and Sue Man this year. We'll find them. We'll go.
Yeah, because it's supposed to be in Sheffield.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll come.
Oh,
Yeah.
brilliant.
We'll do a Keto Fitness Club.
Oh, I'd love to see
Trip.
that. Yeah.
I would.
Fabulous.
Dan, Chris.
Mine says, but I've had a few bouts of COVID, as you know, and I've been absolutely struggling with long COVID. This year, I want to get back to where I was in 2020 before I had the first lot of COVID, and I'm damn right intent on getting there this year, as long as I don't keep catching COVID.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Dan.
Kind of what I'm doing, become a lot more mobile, get this back sorted out once and for all, and maybe run that 42-kilometer marathon at the end of the year.
Brilliant. But it's not just any 42-kilometer marathon, was it? It was somewhere fancy, weren't it?
Yes, and it's not
fancy.
been announced as well either.
Oh, okay.
Right. So I've not heard about what you're doing, so
No, because nothing's booked yet.
Nothing's booked or
Nothing's
planned.
booked or planned. This is an idea.
It's an
a vision.
idea
Okay.
that he's got. It's his vision.
Yeah.
Tracy.
I actually don't know. So I'm going with the flow, if I'm honest. It's obviously got to be about my health and continue the journey that I'm having. So yeah, I'm just living in the moment and experience the love and yeah, being kind to myself then.
Tracy,
No.
at the beginning of this couch time, you said something when we're talking about exercise that you want to get back into doing that. So maybe have that as your goal. So joining in at least sort of one of Lisa's Pilates sessions or one of Mark's and just do something could be something that you could aim for.
Yes, because I do my walking, I do my miles. So like last year we had targets for over 1,000 miles and some of us did charity things and raised, money and all the rest of it. So I'm going to continue with all that, but I'm not putting pressure on myself because I'm in a good place with where I'm at the moment. So I can accept that. I do struggle, so I got to accept that as well, but that's about the health. But by staying true to this lifestyle, that just helps me continuing to be me. And that's all I can be, is be me at the end of the day. So
Definitely.
yeah, and wind you lot up.
Mark and Ella, what are yours?
more strength muscles like Lisa, and to attend one of Lisa's classes.
Oh. Shall we go together then, Mark, as newbies together?
No, just remind you, Lisa doesn't have breaks.
You what?
She doesn't do any breaks. She goes straight.
Oh, I'm not turning up then. I'm setting my own timer.
Yeah, when I take Mark's class, you don't get any breaks.
I know. I did the first class I did of yours, Lisa. I was like, okay, this is the warm up. I'm thinking this warm up's going on a long time, and I thought, where's the 10-second break? And then you said finish. I was like, oh.
So Muscle. So you want to be Mr. Muscle?
Well, it's about maintaining what I've managed to build in the last few years, and yes, if I can improve on it as well. Missed a few sessions towards the end of the year, so hopefully get back to doing both of the PT sessions as well as all of the member sessions as well. So yeah, it's just
Dave said, "Are you going to work on your thighs like Lisa? Do you want big muscly thighs?"
I do lots of. I have quite big thighs anyway.
So do I.
Yeah. It causes a problem when you're trying to sort of find jeans to fit because
Mark, who invented Lycra? Someone with massive thighs.
And Ella, what's yours?
Activity-wise, I've got some pretty ambitious numbers I want to hit on squat, bench, and deadlift. I tend to gravitate towards the powerlifting ones. So a 60-kilo bench, an 80-kilo squat, and a 100-kilo deadlift.
You do
but I've not set a time frame because the point of those goals is so that I can push every single session towards that. But if it doesn't happen by the end of the year, then it might be at some point in the year after. But I reckon I could do at least one of them by the end of the year. I really want to get to a triple figure deadlift. That would be fun.
I reckon you do that one.
Awesome.
Oh, and I've added a pull up to the list as well because Darren's told me I need to work on pull ups.
Yeah.
And did you see Janet did do her pull up because you mentioned it? She posted. Yeah, she did, love her.
Gemma, what's your goal?
Mine is to well, I've got quite a few things on my vision board, but one of mine, something that none of you guys have sort of talked about, is for my mindset. One of the things that I've got on my board is a clean wardrobe. And I know people, when they looked at that, might have thought it was to sort of get a new wardrobe because losing size. Brilliant. But mine is actually to make sure I've got my wardrobe is clean. At the moment, I throw everything in it. So I know it's not necessarily a lifestyle for the keto lifestyle, but it's on my mind to make.
You obviously don't iron your clothes then, do you?
I do, if I need to. Only if there's some that I need
stay with that. It's just like a bomb site. It's
So
like
you're trying to say an organised cupboard leads to an organised mindset.
Yes.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. But with the keto way of living is I'm trying this week carnivore during the week, and then at the weekends ketovore. So I'm going to try and continue that and see if that sort of kickstarts and stuff as well. So yeah.
There's a question from Diane. Lisa, I do one Pilates class a week. Is that enough?
It depends how much time you got. If you can only do one a week, one's better than none. So yeah, it's fine.
If you can do one every day, that's amazing. But you do as much as you possibly can.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually sort of are you able to just allocate a bit more time, even once more a week, so you can now do 2 sessions. What does it say? 20 minutes, half an hour to do a decent session. No difference.
I think about we're all sat here. We've sat here for an hour and 5. Could have you used that? No, I know you want to be here listening and stuff, but we could do that hour and 5. We could have allocated that to exercise.
So the next time we do the couch time as a group, then we'll do it as a moving couch time. Yes.
What? It's couch time for a reason.
God, I'll be out of breath.
Yeah, for a reason. But if you regularly watch, say you watch Coronation Street regularly, you sit down on an evening and you do that regularly, you always give yourself time to watch the telly. So you should give yourself that time, because that time exercise or being more healthy rather than sat on your bum will have a better longevity than just sitting watching telly.
Okay, so this will be our last question. So I've just started keto this week and I'm concerned I'm not eating enough protein, trying to fit it into 2 meals. Any advice would be appreciated. My advice would be focus on the protein first before all the other bits that you put around it.
Yeah. And understand that there isn't a set goal or a set limit to protein. So it very much differs for everybody, age, height, activity. So don't worry about, are you not eating enough? As Gemma's just sort of said, focus on with each meal, try and choose a good protein source to go with it, whether it's 1, 2 or 3 meals. Your appetite and your desire for food will change, so maybe at the beginning you try to replace the rice and the pasta with low carb alternatives, and that's fine because it's a great way of getting into the lifestyle. However, the longer you live the lifestyle, the more you realize actually they're just there to still fill the plate up with nice bright colourfuls. And a lot of people still, Ella eats loads of veggies. Ella eats loads of cabbage. We've already worked that out. Well, it's mostly white, but she eats lots of cabbage. She makes it pink by putting smoked paprika on it, but whereas I don't. I mean, I can't remember when I did last eat vegetables. It might have been some point last week. So don't worry about, am I not eating enough at the moment? If you're just in your first week, just focus on eating at least some with each meal. It's probably more than you were eating following a different lifestyle. And it does take a bit of time and a bit of practice to increase your protein, because naturally, if you snack, you're not snacking on protein. You're generally snacking on carbs. Yeah. So naturally, everything that you've previously done would have been rice cakes or fruit, as a snack. Whereas now, you're trying to reduce the snacking in between meals. But if you do want something as a quick bite, then it's difficult to think of that as a protein. But that's what you need to start thinking about. So is that a boiled egg? Is that a tin of tuna? Is that a chicken thigh? That's the difference. So if you want to have a chat about the protein side of it, I think Gillian, you remember, aren't you? Is Gillian a member?
Yeah.
Sure she is. Yeah. We'll have a chat about the level of protein. Just make a note for a couple of days what meals you're having, and a guide as to how much of the meat or fish that you're eating. So whether it's 100 grams or 200 grams or whatever. So just either a little bit of weighing or just trying to be sort of aware of the volume that you're eating, and then we can have a chat about it. Come in tomorrow night, Friday night. We can do it in accountability. And
also join a kick. So our the kick sessions are available for anybody, public or member group, and they're just so helpful. And you've got a chance at the end to ask questions. Thanks, Joe. We had some a nice sort of thanks there. Well done for your loss this week. I'm going to finish there because we have gone 8 minutes over. We try to keep these to about an hour.
I'm not good with time limits.
Well, we've gone over. My dinner's sitting downstairs, so I want to go and eat my dinner. So
so funny, Mark and Ellie, you both lifted your hands up identically at the same time. Then
I do it.
Yeah, you both literally in unison.
So thank you very much, all of you. And thank you everyone that's watched and asked questions. And I'm sure we'll do another group one again because that was really good. So thank you and see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.